Hey everyone, Richard here. So, few weeks back, I had mentioned I was going to test out CBCS's raw grading surface and sort of report back to you guys about my thoughts and the whole experience. So I've done that. They're back. They're right there on the little display, and let's get into it. I'm going to have links to the first video where I got my NYX3 in from CGC. It was an 8.5 I thought I could get better on, which sort of sparked this whole thing. And I'm going to link a video to He's Got Freakin Issues video where he pressed these books so you can sort of see some detailed shots of them before they got graded. So let's go. So shipping for this was extremely fast. The entire process from it leaving my house to it being in my hands took 14 days. And that was with the cheapest and slowest shipping method available to me. Had I gone with one of the faster ones, this whole process would have been done in about 8 days. So this is an extremely fast grading service that CBCS is offering. That being said, it's not cheap. They charge the same amount for these raw, to ship these raw graded books as they do a slab book, which I take some issue with because there's no way it costs them the same amount to ship these as it does a slab book. But, you know, for the speed and turnaround, I'm kind of okay with it. The books themselves come in, if they're not Mylar 2s, they're comparable. They're really nice quality Mylar bags, and they're full back boards. Real strong, sturdy, high quality. So they're not skimping anywhere near there in that section. So let's sort of just get into it. This first book is the NYX3. It was an 8.5 that I got pressed. I was a little worried that it was damaged in the case. But as you can see, it came back a 9.0, which is what I had hoped for in the best scenario, so real happy to see that. I figure I'll give you guys a close-up of the label. So that's, see if I can get to focus. So that's what the label looks like. It comes with an identification number, and in clear text it says there's no restoration check on these. So that's one thing you really need to look out for with these raw books. Know what you're getting into if you're doing it, and if you're selling, be aware that that's the case. So, yeah. With these identification numbers, something I figured out sort of the hard way, they don't say it anywhere on their site, is there are no raw grader's notes for any of the books you send with this raw grading service. Kind of a letdown. It's kind of something you expect if you're taking the time to grade it and put a sort of a, let's see if we can get it to focus. There. You kind of expect grader's notes if you're sort of getting something graded like this, especially if it's not a 9.8. And when they're only charging $8 less than getting the whole thing slabbed with grader's notes, it's kind of questionable, but it is what it is. Overall, I'm still pretty happy with how it came out. So let's show the next book. So this next book, I was a little bit surprised with the grade. It's lower than I anticipated. I thought this one would grade the same as the NYX3, but this one came back as a 7.5. This was a $1 fine for me, so realistically I don't particularly care. I'm not trying to sell this or anything. It's sort of a trophy book for me. One thing I did notice, and He's Got Freakin Issues could probably shed more light on this, but let's see if I can get to focus on this or not. This corner is actually crushed. I don't believe it was that way when I had it or when I sent it out. I packaged it really well, so I think that probably happened while it was in their care. I'm not too concerned, honestly. It's just a trophy book for me, but something to be sort of aware of. I'll get back to this book at the end. So this next book was the Power Girl 27. I had expected it to be around a 9.4. It has a spine tick on the back cover, and it came back as a 9.4. Just a really awesome trophy book for me that I found for $1. Just glad to do it. So back to NYX number 4. With this grade being as low as it is, I'm not too concerned with keeping it in this, so in a future video, if you guys are interested, I might test out these tamper-evident stickers that CBS claims that are on here. I actually worked in a museum for a couple years in restoration and that sort of thing, so I'm going to actually see if I can remove these without them sort of showing the fact that I had opened them, and see if I can reseal it. I'm not going to show how I do it, but I'm more just seeing, is it possible? So I feel like that's important for something like this, where you're sort of getting a verified grade, whether or not that book is actually that grade. So yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing, sort of me doing that and reporting back to you, let me know, because I'm happy to do it. But yeah, so as far as this goes, I think it's a good service, especially with that turnaround time. If you're looking to sell something, I think it's great for modern books where restoration probably isn't as big of a deal. Get a quick grade and get it sold for that price. I've noticed the price of slab books that are graded aren't that too different from what a raw graded book is going for. Me personally, I'm probably going to only use this on stuff in my personal collection, not stuff that I plan to resale. Just sort of for my own little fun type of thing. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say. I'd love a discussion in the comments, the good, the bad, the ugly, any questions. I'd love to get a discussion going about this. Overall, the whole process was really streamlined and easy, so that CBCS definitely has that going for them. But, yeah, that's really all I have to say. So, yeah, definitely start a discussion. Let's get talking about this. What do you guys think? I wouldn't say I'm super in favor of it, but I'm not really against it either. So, yeah, that's everything. Take care.